Hello everyone, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about Fefu and her friends. And I just want to mention that we both have the coolest hoodies out there.
We're really twinning today.
We really are. So anyway, this is Julian, yes?
Yes.
All right, so what inspired the choice of Fefu and her friends for a Trinity University production?
Right, so at Trinity, we have this class called University Theater Company, which is essentially where theater students will take this class and we'll talk about shows that we want to potentially put on for the next semester. And so what we do is that this show is actually put forward by a group of students, being like, hey, we can do a type of play called interactive realism, or I can't remember the actual name, but it's essentially a play where it's interactive theater where they go around and they essentially put the students up there and like they have it moving around. So it's basically moving the set from one place to another within a specific area in Trinity. And so it's a really cool concept that students put forward and it actually got approved. And so we're super stoked about that.
Awesome, okay. So can you describe the unique aspects of staging Fefu and her friends at Trinity University, especially considering the play's unusual format of multiple settings and audience movement, kind of going into that already?
Right, yeah, and so this type of show, for this specific play, it's walking around, and I can't remember, for the sake of me, remember the name of it, but essentially the play has different scenes in different aspects. So for example, they have a bedroom set in the vomitorium of the theater. They have it backstage, and they have it in like pretty much everywhere. And so some of the challenges that come with it is that it's pretty much everywhere, so that requires people to walk around and do other things. But that's like a very interesting thing, is that it's always moving and it's a different place that this is almost unlike anything we've ever done before. And that's so exciting.
So I have to ask, what is the vomitorium?
Yeah, so the vomitorium is essentially this area between the it's essentially an area between the front stage and the side areas. So you know when you go down the steps of a theater, there's this area, and in Greek, essentially in Greek places, in Greek Colosseums, they had areas where they would see the gladiators fight. And so essentially when they see gladiators, it was like so terrible and so horrible. And so they'd go off and they would vomit, and so like go out to throw out empty their stomachs. And essentially that ended up becoming the name for theater central side areas where they would go out, and now it's called the vomitorium, is the areas outside of it. And so it's a very interesting thing.
Little historical bit. So what have been the major challenges and rewards of working on the production?
Right, so as someone who works at the Scenic Shop in RTT or the Ruth Taylor Theater, some of the most specific issues that we have is that since this shows like everywhere around the theater, it forces us to clean up the entire theater. And so it's so rewarding because it's like, oh my gosh, it's finally clean. But it's also terrible because we have to clean. And so that requires us to be like, oh, for the work today, I'm not making stuff, I am cleaning all day. And it's like, okay, that's so nice. And then it's nice to go in the next day and have it be clean. But then I go back to my dorm and it's like, oh, I have to clean again. And so it's just, I think that's one of the most rewarding and also like amazing parts of the thing. It's just, we finally have a clean backstage.
You're so real for that. All right, Fefu and her friends is known for its exploration of gender roles and human psychology. How has the cast been prepared to handle these complex themes?
Right, so this show being an all feminine cast, or all like feminine presenting cast, essentially what that entails is that this show deals with ideas such as feminism, such as the role of the role that gender plays within society overall. And so essentially the way that so this show is an epic theater, and so essentially what epic theater does, epic theater is a type of Brechtian play, and what that means is that it breaks the fourth wall and tries to convey larger themes of larger symbolic themes, larger messages. And so essentially with that being the case, the message that it gets across has a lot to do with how the actors actually present the characters. And for the play, one interpretation we've had of gender roles within the play is that there are no actual male or masculine presenting characters on the stage at any point whatsoever. And so what this entails is that there's some actions that the actions that some of the characters do, for example, such as Fefu, where she is a very controlling character. She's always like moving things around, and she's basically having influence over the only thing she can influence. And like, because with her husband being so controlling, she's like taking control of the only other thing. And so having the actors explore these thoughts and explore these feelings of like, how can I represent this sort of struggle, and how can I represent this, and like how can I convey this through characterization within the character, becomes an essential part. And it comes with them understanding themselves, their gender, and their and their general actions within it. And so it's a very, very big mix of characterization, understanding the play, and understanding what the purpose of the play is.
Awesome. Okay, so do you have anything else to add about the production of Fefu and Her Friends?
Definitely go see it. It's one of the most interactive plays you might ever see. Lots of fun stuff going on. A really great stage, not to like toot my own horn, but like it's a great show. The theater's now really clean. Definitely go see it if you can.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Coming up, do the restaurants in San Antonio live up to their hype? Stay tuned to find out.